Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
Hey guys, what's up? It's TenneyBox here. Welcome to a new series on the channel that I call The Problem With. And in today's episode, we're going to be featuring The Problem with Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a pretty big fan of Call of Duty as a franchise. I've fallen in love with many of their games: Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 3, 2, World at War, and that's, I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head. That's how many that I've fallen in love with. But I also hated Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and I haven't had my hands on World War II yet. I haven't had a chance to play that yet. Nor do I really want to, just based on things that I've heard about it. But I'm not going to be giving myself or my opinion on that game because, like I said, I haven't played it. This is going to be more so talking about what I believe to be the problem with Call of Duty. And when I say the problem, it's kind of a lie in the title. I'm going to be talking about multiple problems that is wrong with the series, at least in my perspective. Oh, including COD 4. COD 4 is the best. I love. How did I forget COD 4? I don't know. But yeah, so I started with COD 4. But just playing at my friend Jacob's house so many years ago. So I've been in front row seat for like this entire franchise. Like, I mean, I haven't had a chance to play the first 3 games, I believe, or some of the older titles, but 4 through minus World War II, I've had a chance to at least play them. And it started off really good, and it started growing, and then with the release of what I believe is Call of Duty Ghosts was where it dropped off for me. Ghosts was seriously the first Call of Duty game that I had no fun whatsoever playing. It was actually a chore to play the game. I hated the combat system. I hated the majority of the guns. Some of them were okay. I hated the kill streaks. I hated the maps. The game was dark and dingy in my opinion, and I just hated it. And on top of that, really, a lot of my friends didn't play the game as well, so I was really fast to abandon ship. Because at least with like Black Ops 2, it was a great game, but on top of that, the community of my friends kept it alive for however many years after it was actually out. In fact, I would rather go back today and play Black Ops 2 over any of these modern games. And Black Ops 3 is also a great game. I think it's probably, I want to say, for zombies, my favorite of the series. For multiplayer, I would say Black Ops 2, at least in the Black Ops series. And then I loved MW3 and MW2 multiplayer, but I also have a big place in my heart for Call of Duty 4 multiplayer as well. But the last time that I played multiplayer in Call of Duty was Infinite Warfare, the beta. And yes, I already hear the comments saying, oh, it's just a beta, you don't know anything. Yeah, but the beta isn't really too far off of how the game's actually going to behave. That's why they call it a beta. It's there for you to test it out to say, hey, man, I like this game, or hey, I kind of hate it. So, yeah, I was in the boat where I literally got, I don't remember if they sent me a code, or if it was just free to the public. I can't remember. I think it was just free to the public, if I had to guess off the top of my head. But I played like 2 or 3 matches, and I just knew that it wasn't the game for me. And why is that? A big thing for me was the exosuits. Like, I am so tired of the space kind of theme with Call of Duty. I think that more so belongs to like a Halo or Destiny game. I just don't like it. And now the problem with Call of Duty is that they have created 2 camps of players. You have the younger people who have been growing up with Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, World War II. Like I said, I haven't played World War II, so I don't have anything to say about that. But with at least the last 3 years of games minus World War II, you have these space-engineered games where they're very much kind of more so futuristic and more clunky and basically just obsolete versions of the franchise. So you have the space side, and then you have the OG side, which is basically where I'm at this point. I'm a big fan up until Black Ops 2, and then Black Ops 3 being the game that I only liked after like Ghosts and Advanced Warfare. I seriously cannot tell you what the deal is with Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward. I don't understand why they're dropping the ball. And I don't want to sound like I'm just cracking down, because this is more so an opinion than just fact, but I honestly do believe that Call of Duty has faltered so much as a franchise, at least in the terms of the last few years, minus Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was a fine example of a good game. It wasn't fantastic, but it was good. The zombies was great, but the multiplayer was just it was good. It was better than what I had played in Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and Ghosts. Even though Infinite Warfare came after that, I realized that. But still, I think that was the peak of those 3 or 4 titles. But I think Black Ops 2 multiplayer was probably the one that I sunk the most time into, either that or MW3 or 2. But now you have 2 camps of players. You have people that like the space stuff, which there actually are people that like that. I don't know why, but there are. And then you have the people that like boots in the ground. So I am a big boots in the ground kind of guy. Like, I am just sick and tired of having people, and including myself, just jump off of walls, trying to do trick shots while 360 no-scoping, like, while using an exosuit. I just don't like the concept of it. I don't think it really fits Call of Duty's, like, theme. Like, when I think of Call of Duty, I'm thinking of, like, you and your squad, and you're all teaming up, and you're all just, like, tag teaming, like, in the trenches, and of, like, World War II or World War I. Or not even trenches. Like, that's just... I know World War II's... they do that. But... I don't know. I'm much more of a team-oriented guy. And also, on top of that, the exosuits, for me, at least, I think... sections off a big chunk of teammates. Because if you have 4 people on a team, right? Let's just say it's 4v4 or something like that. And half the team is just jumping off wherever because they have exosuits. It's not even, like, united anymore. And I'm not a big, like... I'm not, like, 100% a team base oriented or whatever. Like, I'm not, like, forcing it upon people, like, hey, we gotta team up. But I seriously hate how, like, the last few installments of the games have gone. It basically feels like a free-for-all, but you just have some friendlies that you see die all the time, and you can sometimes get an assist. That's what it feels like for me. The next thing that I think is a giant problem with the Call of Duty franchise is microtransactions. Excuse me. But on top of that, duplicates. Microtransactions should not be, in any sort of way, in a $60 AAA game. I stand by that belief firmly. I don't care if it's cosmetic. I don't care if it gives you a golden RPG that lets you insta-kill everybody in the entire server. I don't care. I don't think that you should spend $60 on a AAA game to have $5 per loot crate or whatever. And I understand that you can earn that without paying. But you know what else is kind of funny? I'm playing an online game called Black Squad, which is a first-person shooter, free-to-play game on Steam. I'm in love with it at this point in time. And you know what? It's free-to-play. The loot boxes are pretty easy to come by, and you don't have to pay a key. You know what game I do have to pay keys for? And I realize this is different because CSGO, you actually can sell stuff, but like I guess I just don't like... I hate loot crates. I hate what they've done to us as gamers. I hate that it's become a gambling thing. And I know people are going to say, well, technically it's not gambling because you always get a reward. Then, fine, it's not gambling. But I will say this. If this is actually how we're going to deviate and we're going to use that scummy terminology to actually base of what something's technically called, I think we should change the definition of gambling because it's seriously affecting people. I've had friends that spend a lot of money on loot crates, and I'm not, like, jabbing at them or anything, because they can do what they want. But it sucks seeing people that I know, like, getting affected by loot crates. It sounds so stupid, but it's not, and it shouldn't be taken not seriously, because when you have kids playing these games, all it takes is one click of a button to activate the credit card. And I've had people I've known in my family, I'm not going to name any names, and in fact, I can't remember specifically who it was in my family that did this, but they ended up on accident, or maybe it was on purpose, I don't know. I believe it was an accident, though. They were, like, going through the Xbox Marketplace, or PS4 Marketplace, or whatever, and they were accidentally buying games, because it was attached to their parents' credit card. Like, other than, like, I don't know, it was something like that. I don't know what the whole story behind that was, but that was a thing that happened. Same thing with my little cousins. I don't remember who did it. It doesn't matter. It's not their fault because they're children. They're like 6 and 11 years old, which someone could say, oh yeah, it's probably old enough. I don't care if you are 17 and you, like, I don't think anybody above or below the age of 18, or honestly, if you want my honest opinion, below the age of 21, they shouldn't be able to buy loot crates and microtransactions. Like, with what I was saying with my cousins, I think they downloaded an app, and you know how they have, like, the energy stuff in apps where, like, hey, pay $5 to start again right now. They were doing that, but it wasn't saying that. Like, it wasn't saying pay $5. It was just, like, refill gas can or whatever it was. And there was, like, $20 to $40. I don't remember what the price was. It doesn't matter. But my grandma just randomly looked at her credit card statement and said, oh, wow, $40 on an iPad game or something like that. That's crazy. Like, what happened there? I never did that. Yeah, it turns out it was a microtransaction. Hard to believe. And that's a sick thing about microtransactions, too, is because a lot of these people know that if they feed off of, like, the kids not knowing what they're doing, or they know that the kid will kind of, like, sneak past because, like, oh, it's only $5. They don't know what the concept of money is. So they're like, oh, just $20 here, $40 there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I heard a story about a kid with cancer, and I can't remember what country. But he was just a younger kid, and he was spending stuff on microtransactions. And he spent, like, his entire treatment money. And it's so sad and sickening that companies allow kids and even adults to do this. Like, I'm not going to personally judge you if you're above the age of 21 and you're like, hey, I'm going to go spend $5. Like, it's your money. I'm not here to tell you. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you have to like it. But I honestly do believe that kids should not have access to do these things. And I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but this is a giant problem with Call of Duty. I'm so sorry for going off on such a tangent here. But let's go on to the next section of this video, and that is bad map design. I have not played a good Call of Duty map in years. Black Ops 3 had a few good ones. Obviously, like the reintroduction of Nuketown. I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I'm picturing some, but I can't think of the names of them. Like, back in Black Ops 2, or Black Ops 1, in older maps, I can just picture the great games, or the great maps. Like, MW3 had Dome. I love Dome. Yeah, some people hated Dome because the spawns were glitchy AF, but let's be honest, a lot of the spawns in that game were glitchy AF, and I liked it because of that. For some parts of it, it was sometimes annoying. Okay, a lot of times annoying, but it was a lot more fun than what we're getting now. The maps were recognizable. They were identifiable. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, wow, this dingy map. Can we vote to... I just threw my marker. Let's vote to skip. I hate when you're failing as a game company, and I'm going to say this, and I kind of mean it. I really mean it. And I understand that there's player opinion on this, too, but if you have a feature to skip, and I know this has been in every Call of Duty, but if you have a feature to skip, vote to skip maps, and everybody's voting on, like, the same map, I think you failed at designing a map. Because there's always that same, like, everybody knows that one map that you all skip, right? It's so gross. And I feel like the last few games with Call of Duty have been those maps. It's like, oh, can I vote to skip this entire game? Good lord. That's what I've done with World War II. Because I didn't like... not Advanced Warfare. Well, I didn't like Advanced Warfare. Funny story about Advanced Warfare. Sorry to go off on another tangent. I bought the game on Steam. The Steam port of that game is so bad. It was poorly optimized from what I remember, but the servers were completely dead, and the day... I don't remember when I bought it. I think I bought it a day or so after release. I could be wrong on that. I vaguely remember. I think it was like a day or so, maybe a week, possibly after the game launched. Servers were completely dead, other than TDM. Which I know that I said this in my other video about Black Ops 4 wishlist, which it still stands in this. I want cross-platform play. You have no idea how frustrating it is to spend $60 on a game on Steam to be stuck and secluded to one game mode, a crappy survival mode. And it's just so frustrating. I hate it. I hate Advanced Warfare. I hated Ghosts, but I was actually more pissed about Advanced Warfare because I actually spent my money on that. Ghosts I got for Christmas, or no, maybe after my birthday. It was my birthday because it was November. But I just remember being so pissed with Advanced Warfare because I spent my money that I had earned on it. And that's the thing, though. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the servers. So I went over the 2 hours. Like, I played like an hour maybe on TDM when I first got it. And then, like, literally I'll bring it up right now. I want to see how many hours I have on this game. And only about an hour of it is actual playtime. Maybe 2 tops. I'd say an hour, though. Let's see. What is it at? Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. Alright, the base game, 3 hours, because I never played it. I played the campaign for like 2 minutes. 83 hours on multiplayer. That is 82 hours of me trying to fix this game. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. Like, an hour, I'll give you 2 or... if you really want to beg, or not beg, if you really want to round up, say 3 hours tops, I'm not even kidding. That's 80 hours of me trying to figure out the multiplayer to a game. Never solved it. I uninstalled it. I didn't want a refund because I don't know how to go about doing that on Steam, and I'm pretty sure it's like after 2 hours you're screwed. And now it looks like I'm just addicted to Advanced Warfare because it's like 83 hours, but I was willing to sink in those hours because I wanted the game to work. But, nope. Anyways, on to the next thing. The next thing I wrote on my little notepad here is innovating without innovation. This is one of the biggest problems that Call of Duty has today. They want to innovate, but they don't know how to innovate. They try to innovate by taking us to the moon, to... I don't even know what they're at right now. Just to different like space maps, exosuits. Sure, that's innovation in the sense of, like, technology-wise. But when we say innovation as gamers, we don't mean, like, jump 100 years into the future, or make it so that this is Halo. Like, Halo's a great game, but it doesn't... Halo's a different game because it takes longer to kill, in some cases, than Call of Duty, because they have the shields and stuff. Call of Duty isn't Halo. It shouldn't be treated as Halo. And innovation is different than just adding stuff on to try to innovate. I would say work on your guns, work on your balancing system, work on new perks, work on new game modes, work on anything else other than actual, like, gameplay mechanics in terms of making yourself boost up into the air. Because it's annoying. It really is. That's why I've fallen out of love with the series so much, other than with the exception of Black Ops 3. For the future games, they're unplayable for me. And I know I'm sounding ranty here, and I mean to be, because when you spend $180 on a total of 3 games that I think are pure and utter, and I don't want to hate a studio that much, but I almost consider them to be garbage, especially with Advanced Warfare. Ghost wasn't far behind, but and Infinite Warfare was its own cup of tea. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm spending so much money on the series, and that's why I didn't buy World War II. I was tired of wasting money on something that just made me upset. And I want Call of Duty to be better. I expect it to be better. I think we should demand it to be better. I really hope Treyarch... I know Treyarch knows what they're doing, because with Black Ops 3 was awesome, especially the guys that work on zombies. Jason Mundell, you're amazing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But another big problem with Call of Duty is the tarnished name. Call of Duty has become that game where people know it's a yearly release. It's becoming Assassin's Creed, basically. And I don't have anything against Assassin's Creed because I'm currently playing through Black Flag, and I actually quite enjoy it. That's the only one I've actually really played through, other than the first one a little bit. But it's become tarnished to the point of where, oh, Call of Duty, that game. I remember that when it used to be good. Yeah, I do. That game sucks. That franchise is awful. Microtransactions, loot crate. Like, you have all these bad names associated with it, or these bad terms, and it's true. It really is. I want to know what you guys thought of this video, though, in the comment section down below. Let me know. This is the problem with Call of Duty, or the many problems with Call of Duty, and I want it to be better. I really do. I really like Call of Duty, and I want it to be better. This is more of criticisms of just my frustrations over the last, like, 4 or 5 years. Minus the exception of Black Ops 3. I really love that game. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep calm and trust your instincts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town,